This is lesson 8.1, adding and subtracting polynomials, and this is the second video that goes with this lesson. So we're ready to actually add and subtract polynomials, and I want you to be aware that the add or subtract is a little misleading because really what we're doing is combining like terms. Okay, so you go through and you find the matching variables and you combine their coefficients so that you only have one of each kind of term. And we need to write it in standard form. Well, look how those are written in example K. Okay, so in example K, the first polynomial is 7y squared plus 2y minus 3, and the second one is 2 minus 4y plus 5y squared. Okay, got to go in standard form. So the highest exponent is 2. So we're going to combine 7y squared and 5y squared. So that term would be what? 12y squared. Okay, so I'm done with the y squareds. Now I'm going to go to the y term. Positive 2y and negative 4y. So when I combine those together, what would I get? Negative 2y. So I've done with that term. And then finally my constant term, negative 3 and positive 2, negative 1. And I am done. Olivia.
And this one, will you not do anything with the exponents, just keep them the same?
Yes. And that makes me remember something from our quiz yesterday that was extremely important. Yeah, when they're like terms, you're only combining what's in front. You don't do anything to the exponents. And that's different than what some of you did on the quiz yesterday, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
What if that's one?
Then you just write them all individually. You start with the highest exponent and you go down. You don't combine them if they don't have the same ones. If they've got the same ones, you combine them. Yeah. Okay, so there is something that I would ask you to do differently on an example like L. Do you see how this is subtraction? This is what I want you to do when it's subtraction because it makes it a little confusing if you have to continually go back to that. I want you to actually distribute a negative 1 through there because you know how there's always a 1 right there if you don't see a number, right? So this is what you would do here. This first one stays 6y squared plus 8y to the fourth minus 5y, okay? But the second one, we're going to distribute through there. We're going to say negative 9y to the fourth plus 7y. I'm sitting here saying something and writing something different. Plus 7y minus 2y squared. Now combine them. Get rid of that minus stuff in the middle. That makes it too crazy. Just change all the signs is what we basically did of that second polynomial, and now we're good to go with what we call combining. Okay? So my highest exponent is what? 4. So I look and I've got positive 8y to the fourth and negative 9y to the fourth. Combine that together, what do I get? Negative y to the fourth. So those two are gone. I look for a 3 and there isn't one. So then I go to the exponent of 2. 6y to the second and minus 2y to the second. So what do I do when I combine them? 4y to the second. Gone and gone. Now I go to y. Negative 5y and positive 7y.
2y.
Plus 2y. And you are done. So if it is subtraction, don't really think of it as subtraction. Go through, change those signs, and then combine them like we always have been doing. And you won't have any trouble with that. Make sure you start with the highest exponent and go down. Questions? You combine the ones that have the exact same variables. So if they've got different variables on the same term, they have to be exactly the same. We're going to talk more about that when we look over your quiz. All right, let me look and see what my last example is. Leading coefficients. Leading coefficient is the coefficient of the first term. So on this example, last one, add the polynomials and name the leading coefficient. Okay, leading coefficient is the coefficient of the first term. So I've got 4x cubed plus 3 plus 2x squared plus 7. Okay, I'm combining these things. What's my highest exponent? 3. It doesn't have a partner over here, does it? No, so you just bring that down, 4x cubed. What's my next exponent? 2. So 2x squared, it doesn't have a partner in the first one, does it? So you just bring it down, 2x squared. What's my next exponent? There isn't a plain x, is there?
No.
You just skip over it. Then I've got two constants, a 3 and a 7, so I'm going to end up with putting 10. So 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 10, and I would say that my leading coefficient is 4. Leading coefficient is 4. Okay, while I've got you here and I want to think about this before I pass back your quizzes, I want to be very clear on what I'm saying here. So let's add something right here at the bottom. I'm going to say 2a squared b cubed plus 4a squared b cubed minus 6a cubed b squared. 2a squared b cubed and 4a squared b cubed minus 6a cubed b squared. Okay, first of all, I got an a and a b. Which one am I going to go by? A. What's the highest exponent on a? 3. Negative 6a cubed b squared. You look through that problem. Do I have any term that has a cubed b squared? No. So that comes down here all by itself. Negative 6a cubed b squared. Okay, what's my next exponent on a? 2. All right, right here I've got a 2a squared b cubed. Do I have any term that has a squared b cubed?
Yes.
Yes. So I combine them, and you combine them by adding their coefficients or combining coefficients. So 2a squared b cubed plus 4a squared b cubed gives us a total of 6a squared b cubed. I am done. Yesterday, some of you tried to tell me that that would be 6a to the 4th, b to the 6th. Whoops, b to the 6th. And I don't know where you got that. Okay? Because what this is right here, when it says you have two of those, that means a squared b cubed plus a squared b cubed. Then you have 4 more of them. Okay? You don't do anything to those exponents. You don't do anything to those. That's combining like terms. You only add or subtract what's in front. You don't change the exponents. That's like 2x plus 3x. What do you got out of that when you take 2x's plus 3x's? You got 5x's. You don't have 5x squared. We never did that. Okay? So just clarifying a few things, maybe for this assignment and also for the quiz we're about to look at. All right, questions?